that long day behind you. Good times lie ahead. With company worth keeping, that'll bash a smile on your head. Come on in, the door's open, you'll find just the finest folks here. Pull up a chair, grab a drink, and lend our stories your ear. Cause we're the talk the tavern. Here you're always welcome. The talk the tavern. Promising beer and bedlam. The talk the tavern. Music, medicine, then some. The talk the tavern. The song's over. Here we come.
Welcome to Talk of the Tavern, everyone. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Let's raise a glass of good Irish whiskey or something-ish. Woo! Andrea's debating. There you go. She's got her boot rear.
It's my beer of root.
Your fear of Groot?
No, beer of root.
Smear of toot. That's disgusting.
Root's a beer.
Anyhow.
It's a beer of root.
I'm Travis. My vices tonight are St. Patrick's Day. I'm wearing neon hats. I'm drinking whiskey. I'm smoking tobacco out of Irish bent Dublin. And there we go. What about you, Andrea?
Well, you could tell it's St. Patrick's Day because I'm wearing my orange, yellow, and purple. Those are the colors, right?
Actually, for Irish orange, yes.
Okay, well, I'm wearing my Jane hat.
But
so.
it's the other side. Are you orange or green? I'm trying to remember what my family is.
Orange.
Like, one's Protestant, one's Catholic. Do you remember?
All the war.
Right.
Campbell? I don't remember. Sorry.
Campbell is Scottish.
Mm.
But are you saying you're Clan Campbell?
Who, me?
Is that what you're saying?
No, Lindsay.
Lindsay Sterling?
No, Lindsay.
Because I could so get into Lindsay Sterling. No, I probably couldn't, no matter how hard I tried, but you know. So you're Clan Lindsay.
Mm-hmm.
Can we say that now safely? Can we say you're a Klansman of the Lindsays?
I guess since it starts with a C, maybe I don't know, it gets a pass? Maybe
if you say,
I'm drinking
Klansman. I don't know.
Clan Lindsay. I'm drinking John J. Bowman bourbon because I'm black Irish, so I'm not going to drink that other shit. So I'm going to drink bourbon.
Don't act like you don't like Irish whiskeys. But I also, let's face it, I said I'm drinking whiskey. I might have said Irish. I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
But
No, you said
it's an American whiskey I'm drinking. So there we go. You know, the bottom line is, to be Irish, you're drinking, right? Whether it's tequila, beer, or whatever. I don't know.
True.
I'm dropping.
Alcohol.
Yeah. But not the rubbing kind. That's just
I like to drop the Matchbox car.
Yeah, it's my lighter. It's pure gold. Not really. We were listening to a show the other day, and I started researching pure gold. Did you know a pound of gold is worth just under $1 million? If you had a 1 pound gold brick. Yeah. Because it's like $2,000 an ounce. $20,000 an ounce? I don't know. It's a lot. No, 30 pounds was almost $1 million. So 1 pound is like 2,000.
Did that have something to do with you getting the leprechaun hat that you're wearing right now?
No, this is just something I wanted.
Okay.
That's all.
I thought you were on a gold hunt or something. Okay.
Oh, they're after me, Lucky
It's a yellow
Charm.
hat.
That's what you're calling it now, huh?
I got it because it matches my mustache and my pasty skin.
The yellow?
Mm-hmm.
Or the Irish charm, or Lucky Charm. I don't know.
Hard to say. Anyhow, happy St. Patrick's Day. It's March 17th, and hopefully we'll be posting this episode soon after. This is the live episode with our very Irish cast of audience drinking things like white chocolate mocha Starbucks, I think, was one of the things.
I think she's on water now.
Oh, yeah, drinking water. Drinking water. Don't drink the Mexican water. Oh, look at that. Booty song. Thank you for whipping your bits out, Ed.
Well, it is St. Paddy's Day. That cheap thing, Irish cheap thing, it's not true. We like to share.
Hey, Jack. You got off at work or from work? You're missing a preposition between off and work. But Jack, good to see you. Past Jack popped into the tavern a few days ago, and a writer type such as myself. And
I'll drink to Jack.
So we're doing our St. Patrick's Day podcast, which means we're going to talk about whatever the fuck we feel like talking about. Right, Andrea?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like always.
Perfect. I was released from work, a screenwriter type. Still a writer type.
So,
Yes.
how come St. Patrick's Day doesn't have, like, the cool candy, so there's the cool after-holiday candy sale, like Valentine's Day or Easter?
Because it's got whiskey.
Yeah.
They sell whiskey candy.
No. Wait, do they?
Chocolate.
Yes, they do.
Alcoholic chocolates and things. How come that's not a thing? And then it goes on sale the next day? Because why not?
It's a good question. There's
But
a bunch of...
Christmas time,
They do.
not St. Paddy's Day. That's wrong.
But they have a bunch of paper fucking shamrocks strung together with, like, little rusty brass rings and...
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think we should make the alcohol candy chocolate a thing. Forget the paper sham.
Okay, I'll put myself on sale tomorrow.
I want chocolate.
Okay, here's what I'm going to say. Hey, Toey, how are ya?
Hey, Toey! How are you?
Listen to that excitement. What an entrance.
Haven't seen her in a while.
No.
It's been a while.
Ed, we need to make you come down here to Goochland Drive-In Theater for a double feature in the summer, and Toey could meet us there, and we could all camp out next to each other and sit in our lawn chairs and watch a double feature drive-in movie.
Yeah.
You think Teresa would be able to handle that?
It's fun.
We can check.
I mean, worst comes to worst. If they go into hyperspace or something, she looks away. And you can bring your dog with
I
you.
usually fall asleep.
I'm not bringing my dog.
You have a dog?
No.
Not till June. But anyhow,
Next.
All fair conversation.
did you say an au pair conversation? Are we talking about nannies now?
Fair.
Oh, off air. Oh, okay. Anyhow,
Very boring.
anyhow, now I'm just wondering, like, since Ed doesn't actually have a dog, if he's talking about, like, collaring a friend or something. We'll find out off air, and I'll report back later. It's, I bent my pipe cleaner, if you know what I mean. So, let's talk about daylight savings time. I feel like there should be a song about this. Oh, by the way, back to the chocolate thing before we go into daylight savings. Here's what I propose. Tavern gets big, huge, and successful, and we come up with our own line of real sugar, dark chocolate, alcoholic goodies.
Hey, what's wrong with caramel?
No, there's nothing wrong with caramel, but caramel's not chocolate. You mix caramel with chocolate, but you still have the alcohol. So, yes, Andrea?
Filled with whiskey.
Yeah, filled with whiskey. And then we could branch out for Cinco
Filled
de
with
Mayo
whiskey.
and have like tequila chocolates. That sounds horrible. Oh my God.
I'm just put the whiskey in the chocolate, shake it up. I don't know.
Maybe we could just sell a chocolate bar with a bottle of Tavern whiskey. No?
Sure.
Yes? Yeah? Oh. Yeah.
Sure.
Uh-huh.
I've never poured a glass of whiskey and you went, huh. Oh, Ireland, you know what I really want with a shot of whiskey? I want me some good piece of chocolate that I could just nibble on like a little diabetic mouse. I almost said diabolical mouse.
I have with bourbon. Some bourbons go very, very well with chocolate.
Really?
Yeah.
Which bourbons? And what kind of chocolate?
John J. Bowman's. You can't get really dark chocolate. You got to get like a milk chocolate. But John J. Bowman's, Woodford Reserve, they go very well with chocolate.
Hold on. We've got a comment I got to read. Maria says, I just super glued the wrong thing.
Okay.
Fuck. Time to bring out the acetone. Did you mistake the super glue for lube again? You think
What?
after the third time we did that, you'd... Wait a minute, I'm not even there. The fuck, Maria? Ed? Is that you?
Huh? It wasn't me. I do long distance, but not very long distance.
Remember that joke from the 80s, Ed? What do you get when you mix a rooster with a telephone pole? A 40-foot cock that wants to reach out and touch somebody?
Trying to reach out and touch someone.
Yeah. It was like an AT&T commercial joke. Yeah, that's Ed's cock. Just saying. Where's my chicken? There it is.
It's an AT&T commercial?
Well,
Maria says sometimes she gets confused. The bottles look the same.
when you want that feeling to just keep lasting, super glue for all your sexual needs.
Damn, that acetone is going to burn.
Especially if you smack that acetone. What is that noise? There's a Regina. Let's raise a glass to Regina for subscribing with Prime, especially with Prime, guys.
you.
Just subscribed with Twitch Prime.
Yeah.
You get one
Thank you so
Prime
much for
subscription
your
and you
incredible
chose the Tavern.
support.
Here's to your face.
I'll drink again. Because I'm Irish.
There we go. So, and for Regina to subscribe right when we're like advertising super glue as a lube, what timing? Oh my God. So, Jack says, I live in Arizona. For the next 6 months, I'll be sharing the same time as California. We're going to get to daylight savings time in just a moment. First of all, I got to figure out from Ed.
Really?
You know what? We've got an
Go ahead.
hour to do it. We just got to decide if it's an hour ahead or an hour behind. That's all. So, what, Regina? I don't know. We're recording our podcast here, and you came in the middle.
What?
Yeah, what?
What?
Chicken butt?
Yeah.
For the inseparable couple. There you go.
Inseparable couple. Very good.
And that's why Regina subscribes to the Tavern.
Right in.
Do you like horsing around? Super glue for you. No, too big of a stretch there.
Yeah.
Anyhow, no, I definitely think we need some St. Paddy's Day treats that go on sale the next day. Because frankly, what do you buy for St. Paddy's Day? You buy those stupid green hats, like it's. And by the way, why the fuck don't people buy a real hat for St. Paddy's Day? Get a nice green bowler or derby or pork pie or something instead of the cheap plastic ones. And same for New Year's Eve. Can people just buy a real goddamn hat for these holidays? And an Easter hat? Come on, we get real Easter bonnets. I wear my Easter bonnet religiously. You see what I did there? And white shoes before Labor Day. So, ooh, my apologies. White guilt coming in, Ed. Sorry, I didn't mean white shoes.
Yeah.
Can we say that now?
I think so. I can't keep up. I don't know what I'm supposed to be offended about anymore.
Don't worry, a white person will tell you,
I'm
Ed.
offended by that.
We're offended by Ed's confusion for not knowing why or when he should be offended. I'm sorry, I apologize for why. You should all... You don't need a reason.
Wrong pronoun.
Let's move on to daylight savings time. So,
What are we saving it for?
a rainy day,
Today's raining. Can we have it back, please?
a dark and stormy night. So, Andrea, you found this article.
Oh.
Apparently,
Uh-huh.
there's a new bill in play. And I don't mean Clinton.
Bill. Oh.
So Senate
I wondered
passed
who he
the
was
bill.
playing with.
Senate passed the bill to stop daylight savings time. Basically, time moved now.
Hold on.
It passed Senate. Let's see if it keeps going in spades.
Okay. We're going to back this up and let you repeat that in a moment here, Andrea. Jack says originally for farming. I'm going to call bullshit. Now, that is what we're told, but I'm going to call bullshit on this one. Not on you, Jack. Oh, let's see. In the metaverse. Okay, you know what? It doesn't matter if it's Irish or not, Toey. We're not judging on that. You had a beer. The metaverse...
It was in a green bottle.
Yeah, there we go. That's true. The metaverse, where Brie Larson is now in trouble for showing her NFT in the metaverse. The fuck? Explain the metaverse, what's going on with that, besides Facebook owns it and they're transitioning and trying to... Yeah, it does. It does. And that's only when I'm writing. If I'm not writing, don't worry about it. So... Damn it. Oh, originally for farming. Here's what I'm going to tell you, Jack. I don't think so. We're told that. But farmers are farming when they farm. Just before dawn, they're getting out, getting everything ready. Daylight come, they want to go home. That's a different kind of farmer. They're out in the field, they're doing what they do, and they're done when the sun sets.
Are you allowed to say that?
I don't know anymore. And can I do the tarantula thing? You know, 6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot. Huh.
Yeah.
I don't know. God, who doesn't love brunch? Did you say brunch? That's a great idea. If you stack enough bananas, you get brunch. Did you really, Regina? An hour of piano. Nice. What kind of music do you enjoy playing? It was originally about saving lamp oil and everything. Here's what I'm going to tell you my theory is. It's about money. Surprise! So what I think is businesses went, if we can get this put into play, then we don't have to pay for extra coal, oil, candles, whatever, to light the inside of our buildings when it's dark. But nowadays, we are... You turn on the fucking lights the moment you walk into any building that's a business. Yeah, Andrea.
So they tried to do this in 1919
Mm-hmm.
to get rid of daylight savings time, just leave it as is. It didn't work, obviously. So there's that.
Now, here's a quick tangent, and I'll get back to the money thing, because it's always about money somewhere. Businesses lobbied, got this passed through because it made them money or saved them money. It was always about money every fucking time we're dealing with laws. Well, maybe not every time. Most.
Well, I'm not sure it was so much businesses, because doesn't daylight savings time go all the way back to colonial days?
You know,
So it wasn't businesses; it was just the rich people in Congress.
Which is business. It's all about money.
Right.
So there are actually people against it right now, saying because of daylight savings time, children are getting outside and getting more vitamin D from the sun.
they're not going outside.
Yeah.
Have they met children?
Yeah.
Children that go
When video
outside.
games were made,
hmm
when they had video games and the internet, they don't go outside anymore. The majority of them, anyway, don't.
Let's flash back to the 80s when we actually went outside as children. Now, Ed, at that point in time,
You mean kicked outside?
yeah,
You like stay outside till it's dark.
right. In the summer, you stayed out till 9 fucking o'clock. In the winter, you were in your front yard by 6 because it was dark.
Mm-hmm.
You were out when it was daylight. And as a child, you got up at the crack of dawn and your parents went, get a goddamn bowl of cereal and get out of my house.
Oh, not my parents. We got up at the crack of dawn because our asses had to go to the garden.
Spring coming. First day of spring in a couple days here. Ed, you doing any gardening this year?
Maybe, but it's probably going to be late in the year once we get the greenhouse built.
You're building a greenhouse?
Oops. Yeah, we're building a greenhouse.
That's so cool.
Do we get
my corn is sprouted. My corn and my lettuce.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah, not outside. She's seeding indoors, and then she's going to transplant it outside.
Okay. Yeah.
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 It's different color.
Yeah. So yeah, this is exciting. It's matter of fact, I was talking to some folks at work today where I'm like, "Oh, Andrew's going to be outside gardening. I love going outside and mowing the lawn." They're like, "You're going to mow the lawn?" I'm like, "No, grass hasn't grown enough." Ooh, Toey's got garlic and tomatoes started inside.
Yum, yum, yum.
And Maria says, I went outside 90s too until the street lights turned on because that meant get your ass home. Absolutely.
Yep, that's exactly what it meant.
Unless you lived in the country, then just when you couldn't, when it was fucking dusk, you turned your ass around and you made it to your front yard. And if one of your friends happened to live close enough, you could hang out in each other's front yards, chase some fireflies or whatever, until somebody went, get your ass to bed, you dirty, stinking kid.
When I grew up, there was the mom holler. Okay. And we all had these old rickety doors, so you could hear every parent's door when they opened the door. You could hear the door, and the mother would go, whatever the child's name was.
Especially the screen door with that huge spring.
And as soon as the first mom hollered, all the other moms took their turn hollering, and you took your ass home. So, after the first mom hollered, you just might as well start heading home.
Couple of comments here. Maria says, I'm going to buy already sprouted plants this year so I don't have to do the beginning part. Andrea, you want to speak about that for a second?
About already sprouted stuff?
Yeah.
Well, so I tried to grow some peppers from seed. I got one. I'm going to buy.
Last year.
Last year. So I'm going to buy already started pepper plants because I've talked to some other people and they've had the same problem with seeds and they're not here. So, yeah.
Right.
Did you use peat moss to get them started?
Really?
I did have peat moss in there.
And still, oh wow.
But I think I planted them too late. I
Okay.
planted them too late.
Yeah. Start yours early in the house if you need to. Get a room without your pets in it. And Maria also asks, has anyone seen fireflies recently? I used to see them all the time, but haven't seen them in probably close to 20 years. Toei says, I still see lightning bugs around my house in the summer. We do too. Yeah, Ed.
We do them quite a bit, but several years ago, I do remember hearing on the radio, this guy was talking about an article somebody had done where they did a survey and there's not as many fireflies as there used to be. And I'm like, or the firefly population has declined. And I'm like, who counted those motherfuckers?
1, 2, 20.
Yeah.
So
How do you know?
I wonder. So we had all those locusts here the past few years or whatever. I don't remember if it was last summer or summer before. So you think maybe that had something to do with it?
Yeah, in the past 5 years, we've had like 3 years of long-term locusts. Like, here's the 30-year locust. Here's a 17-year locust. Here's the 13-year locust. It's like, calm down, locust cycles. But on the other hand,
really,
they're important.
But do they eat their stuff?
They compete for the same food source, I think.
So there you go.
So
Maybe.
that
All
could
right.
be it. Once the locusts chill out and go back underground for a decade or more, the fireflies will be like,
they
hey.
don't fly right.
That's right. Wait, what? Oh, okay. So Maria
That's okay.
says, I used to have bats in the area every night in the summer as well. Haven't seen more than 3 of them in the past 10 years. And that's what Ed is
That's
commenting
okay.
about. We still get them around here, but sometimes it's hard to tell a bat from, like, a swallow. But if you swallow the bat, you definitely know what you're doing. I'm not talking about Ozzy
There was
Osbourne.
an old lady that swallowed a fly.
I don't know why she swallowed a fly. She'll probably die.
She swallowed a horse.
Yeah, she did. And they've got that on the right website. Toei still sees bats on summer evenings when she's out on her broom gliding in front of the moon.
That's so cool.
Mm-hmm. Toei, how's your role-playing thing going? Role-playing game thing going?
That's personal.
How's your bedroom dress-up going, Toei? And what's that link? So yeah, they're looking at banishing daylight savings time. Again, this is like the 3rd time, Andrea, that they've... Yeah, Ed?
Which is which?
I never remember. This is why I always put Eastern time instead of...
I can't keep up with it.
Yeah, instead of Eastern Daylight Savings Time or Eastern Standard Time. Cool, Toei. If you want to talk about it, we could do it off air. And then that way it never gets repeated. By the way, fun fact,
So-
Book 5 of Portals, I have named Towers and Trolls. Not Tunnels and Trolls. Towers and Trolls. Just so you know. Fun. A little nod.
Oh my.
Yes, Andrea.
Are we the only one? Is this the only country that does that time change?
No.
Or do they do it other places?
Most of the world does it.
What?
Saskatchewan doesn't. 2 different states do not do it in the U.S. Other states have put in proposals that they'll quit doing it if the states next to them, bordering them, don't do it.
What states don't do it?
Arizona, and what's the second one, Travis?
I'd have to Google. But considering my internet connection, I ain't fucking Googling shit. Andrea just
I will do that.
Thank you, Ed.
Because I didn't know. I thought everybody did that. I thought everybody did that.
I know the UK does, a lot of Europe does, but I would love to see it go away.
Hawaii, Arizona, Puerto Rico, U.S. Virgin Islands, Guam, America Samoa.
Okay.
Now, only 2 of those were states, but hey.
So,
It's Hawaii,
we
Toby.
claimed the rest. Yeah.
Hawaii is technically a mountain state. It's not in the continental mountains, but technically the whole fucking island's a mountain. The top of a volcano, actually. Or multiple volcanoes. Yes, Andrea. No, Andrea? Are you clamping up because you don't want to say something offensive?
no, I wasn't going to say anything. I
Oh.
don't know why you called me.
Because you said
You
so.
Oh.
What? Huh?
So buttons. Carry on.
Don't sew buttons on Carry On. The vultures hate that shit. Okay, so some people are rooting for daylight saving time. By the way, if they do cancel it out, we will still have the time change this November next spring, but we'll not have it turned back November of 2023 in the U.S. Do we still need daylight savings time? And we could debate if we ever needed it. But do we still need
Really,
it?
just stop it now.
I don't know.
I would think so. Why even flip it for another
I
year?
don't care. Yeah. It can go away now.
I guess they need time to program all the computers to not do it automatically.
Okay. Microsoft
Take it
update.
off. Yeah,
Yeah, but it takes them a year to write that code. I don't fucking know.
whatever.
It's
Do it manually.
Hey, Andrew, you want to talk about butt cracks?
Everybody has one.
There's a
I don't
book.
know if I can pull this up.
There's a book about that.
So,
Pretty much, Maria.
so there's a book. There's a book called "I Need a New Butt." It's cute. It's hilarious. I read it. We went to Target. We were there. This was years ago, and I saw it on the shelf, and I stood there and I read it. It's really, really cute. So an assistant principal was terminated from his job after reading this book
On
kids.
a Zoom call with kids because the people that were supposed to be doing something didn't show up.
So he just reached back on his shelf and pulled off a book, and
Yep.
I have a new
Exactly.
butt.
But here's the thing, and he's like, because it's a fun book. It's funny, and kids like farts and butts and stuff like that. And
Okay, adults do too.
his reasoning is, well, yeah, but with the kids, it's like if you get them interested in something to read, usually they'll want to read more,
True.
which is true. I've found.
Now,
So if you find something funny,
Ed, you said no.
No, I don't like fart humor.
Okay. I'm not actually.
Well-
Andrea and I are not big fans of it, but every once in a while, it's the right time. It's the right place. It's jumping jack flash. It's a gas.
so I know everybody has heard of the book Everybody Poops, or Everyone Poops. And it talks about everything from mice to elephants and whatever. And it's a funny little book for kids. And this is kind of the same way. I don't know. I don't understand.
See, and that's a fun fact.
Well,
Go ahead, Ed.
I mean, are they afraid that if, they educate kids on butt, they'll grow up like me?
Well, and it was a cartoon.
Go ahead, Andrea.
There's a cartoon. It's cartoon drawn, and there's a picture of the butt, of a cartoon butt or whatever. Because he's like, oh, I need a new butt. My butt has a crack in it. So it's like, this is not. Why do they have to make it inappropriate and sexual? It's not. It's just.
See, and there's the crux.
I don't know.
I
don't
can
know.
go with. I don't like fart jokes in general. I don't like dick jokes in general. But these are a natural part of being human. Well, being an animal. So to hide it, to be terrified of it, showing our children these things exist, how about making them comfortable with their bodies? And, just point out, yeah, it's okay. Everybody does this. We don't need to necessarily talk about it at the dinner table. And, oh my God, please don't think it's funny to rip a fart while staring at me and giggling. No, it's not. But, pun intended, no, I think... Ed, do you think this guy did wrong? And he should be fired?
I don't think he did anything.
Yeah.
I really don't. No.
Maybe he could have chose a better book. A little train that could. God forbid, please do not pull out Sleeping Beauty. Because that's horribly offensive now.
Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. This is all about
Well,
Yeah.
it's like no matter what anybody does, they're gonna get in trouble for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're waiting to be a society that doesn't like judging people. We are waiting to judge people.
Yeah.
because we're not allowed to judge people. So any chance we get, we're like, get that one. No, so
it's like if somebody doesn't approve of something, it doesn't mean everybody doesn't approve of it or nobody should see it.
well, here's what I'm hearing. All three of us here on air, and a lot of our listeners are like, I don't like fart humor. Okay, we don't. But from what I'm seeing, and please, if you disagree and you're in chat, throw it up there. Let me know. If you're like, nope, totally think this guy did wrong, it's a fair side of the argument. And we want to hear why, actually. And we're not going to hate on you for this. We're going to go, okay, we don't agree. But go on, Andrea.
It's not a book about farts. It's not a book about farts. There is a book, it's called Gas and Mask. That's a book about farts.
Mm-hmm.
This one is not. Just saying. As someone who read this book.
He got fired. He was called in and let go for inappropriate behavior.
Wow.
Now, I'm going to go into a darker place here. And Andrea, you read the article more than I did. I skimmed the article. There was another teacher where there was a student threatening other students with a firearm, if I'm not mistaken. Andrea, is that correct? No? Would you care to use words to tell me where I'm incorrect? She's shaking her head no.
I'm trying to find it, but my connection keeps going, so bear with me.
Okay. Well, I'll let Andrew correct me here, but from what I understand, this student was threatening other students, and he restrained that student until authorities could get in and take control of the situation.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotta read a comment though.
Okay.
Maria says, I don't think he did anything wrong. If it was a porn mag and he was like, I'd like to tap that ass, then he totally should be fired.
Yeah.
Very well put.
Okay. So, here's a headline from Fox News or whatever. Georgia educator suspended after restraining student in possession of a loaded gun. So basically, the athletic director, he restrained a student until the police can come, until authorities can come and take this child, because he was defending himself and other students. He was trying to protect them. This student had a loaded gun, so he just restrained them because things were starting to get out of control. I don't think the person was waving the gun at him. I'm not quite sure about that. But he's facing disciplinary action because he restrained a student. What, you need to let them shoot somebody and not do anything? It's like, why is he getting in trouble for protecting the other students and himself? Are you not allowed to do that anymore?
Ed, I can see the wheels turning, sir.
Was this in school?
Yes.
Yeah, and the comments are Maria saying, what the actual fuck? Toei saying, that's ridiculous. And I'm sure if the student was injured, the article would have mentioned that. As far as I know, it did not say anything along that lines.
Just restrained. Just restrained them until authorities can step in. That's it. I mean, I wasn't there. This is what it said. I wasn't there, so I don't know for sure. But basically.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And guys, forgive Andrea's connection. We've got a bit of a spotty connection. So we're getting 90% of what she's saying, but every once in a while getting a little gurgle, Andrea. So forgive us if we have you repeat anything. Yeah, so... And by the way, we're... Oh, I hate to say this out loud, but in general, we're not anti-gun. Of course, we are anti-bringing a gun to school. Unless if you're hired to do such a thing for some reason, which I hate to think that happens, but it does. We do have armed security and armed police in schools in certain places in the U.S. It is a fact. But what do you do then?
I think this is the case of, and I really don't want to say it this way, but there's no other way to say it, of the law not catching up with the times. I don't think, personally, I would have done the same thing. Had I been the teacher, I would have done the same thing. Don't get me wrong. However, what is Georgia state law on a firearm being brought to school? Is it a felony or is it a misdemeanor? If it's a misdemeanor, technically another citizen cannot touch you and restrain you for committing a misdemeanor crime.
There we go. That is a fair comparison, and we don't know the answer to that. Yeah, we.
Not saying I agree.
Right.
I would have done the same thing. Okay, I would have lost my fucking job. Okay, lost my fucking head and lost my fucking job. But
And there was recently a
Catch-22
security
situation.
guard at a school that was terminated from his position for restraining a 12-year-old because he put a knee on the child's neck. Now, I don't know if that means back of the neck. It didn't say throat from anything I read. It said neck. Here's what I'm saying. I'm terrified to work nowadays. And I'm glad I don't work in those circumstances, because what is the answer? What are you allowed to do in a crazy situation?
right.
You know, yes,
Go ahead,
Andrea?
Andrew.
All right, so let's see if my connection stays. So I was able to pull this up. So basically,
Okay, Andrew.
the
Go ahead.
teacher,
Mhm. Go ahead.
he did this in the presence of of police officers. Him and the officers, so Miller and the officers were unaware of the student, who eyewitnesses described as belligerent,
Belligerent. Mm-hmm.
and aggressive. So this student was being being that and aggressive, and had a gun,
Yep.
and there was police officers there, right there with this teacher. So
These are two separate
Yeah.
situations, by the way. The one she's talking about versus the one I just brought up are two separate situations.
which one did you just bring up?
The one I brought up is the one...
No, this is the first one I was talking about.
Right. Well, Toei clarified what I was talking about. The student threw a stapler at the Georgia guy and slapped a phone out of his hand, so that's technically assault.
Right. Right.
Now, I don't... Again, I am guessing if the student was injured from the restraint, that would have been highlighted in the article.
Yeah, you would think.
I would...
So,
Yeah, Andrew?
all right, why my connection is still good as in green. Here's the thing. Basically, this student, she was being aggressive, and he restrained her. They did not know she was in possession of a gun at that time. But because she was being aggressive, he restrained her. There were police officers there, so he restrained her until the officers got her. Then they found the gun.
Okay, so yeah, it's a
But
technicality. Sorry for him, but it's a technicality. I mean, he touched someone who was technically at that time wasn't committing an act that was putting people's lives in danger, he committed assault. That's the law. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying I agree with it. That's the law. That's the way it goes.
Woof.
So if this person was still being aggressive, what if they would have pulled that gun and shot somebody?
Exactly.
Then they'd be like,
Different
well,
thing
you
then.
didn't
You
do
can
anything.
kill the motherfucker then.
Yeah, but then they would have been like, well, you didn't do anything. So he's damned if he does, damned if he doesn't, you know?
Oh, you're right. It's true. You're right.
There you go.
Now, this is a huge conversation because we could go into, parental responsibility, societal responsibility, school teacher responsibility, police responsibility. And sure, if the police were on the scene, maybe he shouldn't have, because that's not his job. But a lot of people react. They do
Right.
what they think is right in that very moment.
Right.
And I hope this guy doesn't regret his actions, and I hope he gets better employment outside of the school system. And not as a penalty.
Well, that's the problem.
Oh, that's a good question. Maria asked, how old is the kid? What the fuck are they doing with the gun? Now, more so, how old is the kid? Does the article mention the kid's age? Is it high school, middle
No,
school,
my
elementary school,
so
kindergarten, preschool? Because really, it could be any of those. Merca.
Yeah. True.
High school.
High school. Okay. High school kids are scary. Even like almost till 30, high school kids scared me. Weird thing to admit, but it's true. They made me nervous because of my high school experience. And it took me more than a decade after high school before I stopped going around a group of high school kids. And
Well, yeah, I get it. But here's the thing. So everybody wants the teachers to be the everything, but don't do anything. Teach my kid, but don't teach him this. Watch my kid be the daycare during the day, but don't touch them. Don't discipline them.
Yep.
Well, my kid is failing. It's your fault. What the hell? Do they understand what teachers go through?
Exactly.
That's why they're all quitting and there's nobody to teach the kids, because the kids, and I'm not saying all kids, but maybe they're not getting the respect. They're getting assaulted, not only by the students, but sometimes by the parents. You know, it's
Gonna
hard.
get an amen.
Amen.
And by the way, not for the same reasons, but the medical field is facing the same issues, where we have all these people going through medical training, whether it's just CNA, certified nursing assistant, or more, but they still can't fill all the roles they need filled in the medical profession, whether that's at a hospital, at a nursing home, a rehabilitation center, which is what I think they call nursing homes now. I don't think nursing home is the proper term in this day and age. But yeah,
Assisted living.
in some cases, yeah. But I guess this goes into the whole thing of the labor shortage. We have all these people unemployed, but nobody trying to get a job. Well, not nobody. Many people not trying to get a job. Because apparently...
Well, and then
Go ahead, Andrea.
And then with everything that's happened through the pandemic and stuff, and the mental health, people are not able to get a therapist like they need or talk to somebody because it's waiting for months just to get a consultation. It's really bad.
If you can afford it or have insurance. But how do you
Sometimes
do
it doesn't matter.
Right, but
You
how do
still
you...
can't get in.
But fair. Absolutely
3
fair.
months.
But if you don't have the money, how do you get help? And also, sure, we should offer this help, but how do people do that for free? You can't eat by doing that for free. The money has to come. Oh my goodness. Maria, who's in Nova Scotia, Canada, says wait time for a shrink here is 2 years.
Tell me your problems.
Well,
Ed's going. Go ahead. What's your problems, buddy?
well, we've been going through it for 3 months, and we will finally. I don't know how much I've said on air. I have a 57-year-old autistic person living in my home right now. He's my brother's stepson.
So, if I may,
Right.
Ed is speaking of his personal life, not professional at this point, just so everybody knows. Go
No.
on, Ed.
Yeah, he's my brother's stepson. My brother's currently in the hospital. Cannot care for him any longer. My wife and I got temporary guardianship. We've been trying to get help 3 months before we can get him into a psychiatrist to see him and give him a diagnosis to decide whether or not they can place him in a group home.
And once he is in that group home, we're going to shift the attention from Ed and his issues now to that group home's issues. What if, and Ed, forgive me for putting you in the spotlight here in your situation, but what if his brother is aggressive? You know, they don't want to keep that type of person in a group home, but Ed cannot care for that at home, can he? And how? If so, what's...
He is aggressive.
Right.
He is.
And there's a lot more background to that I'm not going to go into. Ed, you're more than welcome to, but I don't want to call you out and say, go into that. But there's a lot more to that. There always is. There's levels and layers. These things don't come up overnight. Even if they do come up overnight, there was years of it growing and becoming what it is.
Family secrets, stuff I didn't know anything about. Yeah, it's just all coming out all of a sudden. And the sad thing about it is money has been there to help him. His father passed away several years ago, leaving him hundreds of thousands of dollars in a trust. The money was there to help him, but people just didn't help him.
Is this your full brother? Like both father and mother the same? Okay.
No, I'm sorry. He's my half brother.
Okay. See,
but it's his stepson.
Gotcha. Whew. We've gone heavy. How can we wrap up this episode on a lighter note, Ken?
St. Patrick's Day chocolate. I want some. Somebody come up with it.
Whoever is
doing,
running these alcoholic chocolates, why are you not taking advantage of Cinco de Mayo?
St. Patrick's Day.
Fat Tuesday, St. Patrick's Day. You know, why is it Christmas you're doing this on? Why don't we have these alcohol-flavored chocolates? Oh.
Yeah, because you can go to Costco and they have the little things of, like, alcoholic chocolate bottles. They have that. Why not now?
And as an Irishman, chocolate-covered Lucky Charms. That's offensive. Though I think they did come out with like chocolate.
That's what I call it.
Dick joke alert. Wordwin, hello. How are you? Good to see you.
Hello, we're friends.
So, and Maria says, I want some Baileys. I do have some Bowman Brother cream caramel liqueur in the fridge right now. And by the way, as an Irishman, why do they sell these like in 5 packs instead of like 50 packs? What the hell were they thinking? That is a missed opportunity. If I'll pay $20, $30 for one bottle, why can't I spend $50 on 50 of these damn things? You make chocolate-covered tea, Wordwin. How the hell does that work?
Ooh.
And Jock Itch, God, I love that name. Lucky Charms are my jam. Regina says, alcohol is a terrible thing to do to chocolate. It's, you know, that's why I say flavored.
Oh, no.
Because there are some alcohols, certain wines, certain bourbons, and other things, certain rums that go really well with chocolate as a side taster. The same way certain foods blend well with certain things.
Yeah.
And the same with cigars. You know, there are certain cigars that go really well with chocolates. They enhance each other. They complement each other. Okay, a lot like cocoa. Interesting, Wordling. Okay, so Maria says, oh my God, Regina, you're missing out. They discontinued, but there was adult chocolate milk a few years ago. I miss it so much. Can we talk about eggnog and spiking it? Can we talk about mudslides? And if you take the mudslide mix or a little vodka and some chocolate ice cream and make a mudslide milkshake. Yeah, Andrea?
I was going to say, there is such thing as chocolate wine, cocoa ben.
How is that any good?
It's okay. Yeah. I like it, but it has to be cold.
And by the way, there's something called muscle milk. Total tangent right here. It's been around for decades, and they featured it on a TV show that Andrea and I watched, Murders in the Building, with Steve Martin and Martin Short, and I can't remember the young lady who was in it with them. But muscle milk, what a horrible name for a product. Just saying. I don't know if it sounds like jizz in a...
Depends on what muscle it is.
Exactly. Exactly. So, okay, let's wrap this episode up. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. Don't go away. We got more after we cut out here. But let's do an outro here. We'll do the long outro, guys. Here we go. Before we go, I want to remind everyone that you can email us at talktothetavernshow@gmail.com to let us know your thoughts on the show's topic, suggest another topic that you'd like to hear us discuss, or just have us read a message out on air to someone in your life. Thanks for supporting the show by downloading the podcast, sharing it on social media, grabbing some shirt stickers and mugs from bit.ly/tavern merch, or barware patches and hats from bit.ly/tavern merch 2. That's bit.ly/tavern merch or tavern merch and the number 2. Thanks to everyone who joined us live at twitch.tv/Travis Tavern Talk, and everyone who supports the tavern by subscribing, hosting, throwing bits, raids, and most of all, commenting. Thanks for joining us in the discussion shenanigans tonight. You are the one thing that makes the show what it is. Don't forget to join us at the tavern next week. Until then, have fun, keep learning, and be good to one another. Now, raise your glass in good cheer. Enjoy the small moments every day and steamy dreams every night.